So one of our viewers finally asked the $64,000 question. How do you know if it's working? I mean, you're following the video series, you're learning all the moves, you're doing the meditations, you're trying to get all of the philosophy right, but how do you know if it's working? Specifically, how do you know if your chi is getting any healthier and circulating any better? Well, in today's lesson, I'm going to give you the tip on how you'll know. Hi everybody, it's David-Dorian Ross again. Welcome back to the Cherry Blossom Studios. Today is day number 37 of 100 Days of Tai Chi, and the movement lesson we have for today is Ban Lan Chui, deflect, downward, parry, and punch. Another movement that we've done before, but we'll have a chance to take a look at it again. So we've got a new movement today. We've got a bonus instruction on how to sense chi as I answer the viewer question of the day, and all that's coming up right after this. Today's movement is another movement we've done before. In fact, in this sequence, we've done them in the same order from turn and chop with fist. The next movement is called Ban Lan Chui, or reposition, block, and punch with the hammer. Watch me one time, and then we'll break it down. We'll do it together. So we've just done the punch here. Ban Lan Chui. Remember, Ban Lan Chui is actually a three-part movement. It has three techniques in it. It is the reposition, the block, and then the punch. Or sometimes we call it deflect, downward, parry, and punch. So here's the footwork. What I'm going to do is I'm going to empty out this front foot and step all the way in. Then step out again on the heel. Pivoting on the heel, I turn my body and the foot 45 degrees so that I can step through, landing on the heel, and then proceeding into a new bow step. Got all that? Here it is from this direction. To do that, I'm going to have to flip the camera. All right, so I'm starting with the right foot forward. This would be the end of chop with fist. Step down. Pivot, stepping through, got to land on the heel first, and then shift into the bow step. All right, here's what the hands are doing. The hands start off with the left hand in a palm strike, right hand in a fist. The left hand turns palm up, and the right fist turns palm down. And the right fist crosses over the left palm, and then they both pull down towards the hip. Down this way. Here it is from this angle. Gonna have to flip the camera. From this angle, I reach with the fist and pull it down as I step in. Got that? Boom. Here it is again. Reaching forward, pull it back. Okay. Now both hands swing around, and then the right hand back fist here as this foot comes down. Stepping out onto the heel, the left hand extends, and then shifting into the bow step, punch right past. Again, you see that the fingertips are right at the forearm there. Okay. I'm just looking around because we're going to make some new friends here in a second. All right, let's take a look at it from another vantage point here. Ban Lan Chui, deflect, downward, parry, and punch, or reposition, block, and hammer. Something we've done before. Hope you had fun with that. Today's viewer question of the day comes from Deepo, and Deepo had asked me a question that I promised I would answer in one of the video lessons, and then I got distracted and I haven't made one yet, so he reminded me yesterday. And so Deepo, thank you very much for the reminder. And the question was about, how do I know if my chi is opening up, if any of the channels are opening, if I'm making progress with my Qigong, my energy development? That's a really, really great question because, as I said in the introduction, how do you know? The answer is that there are certain specific telltale signs that Tai Chi players look for to determine whether or not the circulation of Qi is improving. And to really explain how this works, I need to do a little bonus lesson for you. First things first, you can stand up or you can sit up or sit up tall. If you're watching this and you're kind of slouched in your chair and you just stand up or sit up rather nice and straight and open up your palms of your hands. Now this is a simple, what we call a Qi sensing exercise. Right here in the center of the palm of your hand is a big acupuncture point called the Lao Gong point. The Lao Gong point is a place where a lot of energy normally comes out, so we can do some really good Qi sensing there. And all you have to do is hold your hands close but not quite touching and let them slowly circle around. Now, if you've been doing some Tai Chi practice just before this might be really easy to start to feel, because little by little, you will begin to notice some sensations. Now, because this is a video lesson, I'm going to have to fill in the blanks for you. Normally, I like to have people sort of just figure it out on their own, but very commonly, you might feel a tingling sensation, sometimes maybe even an itching or a feeling of expandedness in your palms, like they're getting thicker and fatter. Heat is also very common in here. And what these are common signs that Qi is beginning to flow into that area, and the two hands, like two magnets, respond to the energy in the other palm. Does that make sense? All right. Now, the thing is, there are energy centers like this throughout the body, and there are a couple that are, in fact, there are three that are of most importance to Tai Chi players. There's one at the top of the head, there's one in the bottom of the feet, and there's one right here underneath the belly. Now, the top of the head one is called the Bai Hui point, which is a very interesting Chinese word meaning the meeting place of 100 possibilities, the crossroads, as it were. And so when you're doing your Tai Chi, one of the first things you want to do is stop, pause, relax, and cast your attention upward to the top of the head. And what you want to try to feel is a tingling sensation, much like you just felt between the palm of your hands, only right here at the top of the head. Now, everybody can feel it because if you didn't have any energy going out there, there'd be something horribly, horribly wrong. But in the beginning, it's a tiny bit. It's a little trickle of energy. And so deepo, how you know that your energy is getting better, your circulation is getting better, the energy, is that sensation begins to get more profound. It begins like it's really itching at the top of your head, right? And that's a good thing. And theoretically, what you want to do is you want to maintain that feeling of tingling at the top of your head through the entire routine. So I pause at the beginning, get it set, there it is, okay, now I can feel it. Now with my first movement, I want to continue to feel all the way until the end. Does that make sense? All right, now, second place where you feel this is at the bottom of the foot. Now, the bottom of the foot contains another big acupuncture point here called the Yung Chuan point. Yung Chuan means bubbling well or rushing spring. Basically, it's like this. Imagine taking your shoes off by the river, and you sort of put them out over the water where it's rushing along, maybe a little rapids over the rocks, whatever. And the little spray from the river comes up and tickles the bottom of your foot, right? That is what the flow of Qi feels like at the bottom of your foot in the Yung Chuan point. And so again, before you begin to practice, you think about that Yung Chuan point, you cast your sensations down there and feel if you feel that tickle. So you get a tingle up here, a tickle down there, and then you maintain those. You try to stay connected to those. Now, it's common, it's normal for that to come and go. So I'm doing my Tai Chi, and for a while I'm feeling it, and really it's there, and then it goes away, right? That's very normal. But as you develop your Tai Chi better, and as your Qi opens up and the circulation gets better, you maintain that feeling and the connectedness to that feeling for longer and longer and longer and longer periods of time. Now the third place where you feel that is right down here in the belly. The belly actually is one of a series of acupuncture points or energy gates that we call the Dantian, which means a gathering place. So this is like a pot, like a little, rice bowl right there at the base of your belly, right? If you took your fingers like this and sort of circled your navel, where your fingers hit below that would be right there where the Dantian is located. And so you want to feel whether or not there's anything in there. And what goes in there is qi. And it begins to feel like you've sort of poured a lot of qi in there and your belly begins to feel full. And there begins to be a sort of a warmth at the base of your abdomen there. And then by and by it feels like it's just really got a lot of gathered energy and your body feels like, I want to move with this. I want to do something. I want to groove with this, right? And then you literally sort of imagine a trapdoor opening and that qi drops down and circulates around the body, down the length of the arms, across the back, down into the Yung Chuan point and into the earth, up through the top of the head and out the Bai Hui point and into the heavens above. And that's how you know whether or not your circulation has improved. All right, that was a lesson all by itself. So like I said, I got a bonus. And once again, Deepo, thank you for that question. It was really, really good. Question of the day for you is, are you noticing any tingling or warmth or qi sensations at all, anywhere? And you gotta get, if the answer is no, not really, then there's nothing wrong with you. It took me 3 or 4 years before I really developed the sensitivity and really understood what I was getting. So it's different for everybody. But I'd like to know, and if you have, when did it happen? Was it in the middle of a class or after the end of practice, or just you woke up one morning feeling really energized and your body was tingling with energy? Write it down in the comment section below there, along with any other questions that you might have. And don't worry about asking too many questions or repeating questions. Please, please do so. I love them, and I think that they're adding to the classes. All right. Got to get on out of here because it's getting late and I want to get this video uploaded before morning. So here is the housekeeping. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to this channel. I love making you part of our community. If you hit the little bell right next to the subscribe button, then it will notify you whenever I put up a new one. Thank you all, by the way, for all the sharing that you're doing. Oh my gosh, I'm so blown away by looking at the analytics, the statistics about our YouTube channel and seeing how many shares you guys have been doing already. So thank you for doing that. And as always, come on over to taichifit.net where there's a whole bunch of cool things happening. The links for that are in the description below there. And last but most importantly, thank you again for giving me the opportunity to share my Tai Chi with you. I really appreciate that. Have a great evening, and I'll see you in tomorrow's lesson.